followed my work for a while, and you know I've been known by many names. Here's one, tabloid trash. That's what the former mayor of my hometown called me. I've also been called a complete joke, or my personal favorite, stupid, greedy, Jew, B-word. You will see me standing up here right now, being celebrated, but it wasn't always like that. 4 years ago, not long after I started my newspaper, the Orange Tribune, I found myself facing a crossroads. See, I'd just broken the story of a homicide in my town, and everyone, and by that I mean everyone, was freaking out. But breaking the story of the murder was the easy part. It was almost like my whole life I'd been preparing for it. My dad was a reporter for the New York Daily News, and he used to take me along with him on stories. I've staked out suspected criminals, knocked on doors of housing projects, and worked crime scenes all before finishing kindergarten. So when I got the tip that there was a murder on 9th Street, I knew what to do. I got on my bike and went straight down to the scene. Once I had enough information to publish, I posted my story. All before the so-called adult paper had even gotten to the scene. And I was proud of my work. But not everyone felt that way. Over the course of the next 3 days, after publishing my story, almost everyone in my hometown was freaking out and had turned on me. And they weren't bashing me for the accuracy of my story. My story was 100% accurate. They were bashing me for things like my age or gender. Others were calling my house, warning me that I should stick to tea parties. And I'm not gonna lie, it was really scary, but it was mainly really confusing. See, in my mind, even though I was 7, I was already an experienced reporter. I started small, by first reporting on things that happened in my house, then my block, and soon I was reporting on local vandalism. So when I got the tip that a murder had happened, I've been reporting for almost a year by myself. And I was prepared to defend every sentence of my story, but how do I defend myself for things like being 7 or being a girl? Things I have no control over. Okay, I know this is the space where there's supposed to be some big turning point, some epic moment of clarity, but you might be disappointed. See, I was only 7 at the time, so there weren't a whole lot of epic things going through my mind, but I remember seeing my 3-year-old sister Georgie play. She was so unaware of all the chaos going on around her. And I began to think of how I felt at that age. All I cared about was playing with my castle people and eating sausage. I knew what I wanted to do, and I did it. Simple. It's easy. My older sister Izzy had been urging me to stand up for myself, but I was conflicted. My dad had always said a reporter should always stay out of the story. But in my mind, these people were attacking my credibility. And without trust, a reporter has nothing. So Izzy turned on the video and I began to talk. I said what was true. That I should be judged on my work, not my age or gender. And that people can say all the mean things in the world, but I'm not going to stop what I love. And that's when it happened. Suddenly I felt all the haters, all the doubters, sort of just exposed for what they really were. Noise. Stupid, silly noise. And suddenly I felt free once I realized the simple fact that they could not define me. It made them powerless. It was amazing. Izzy posted the video on YouTube and it went viral. I mean viral. In an instant, all the negative comments were drowned out by positive comments. There were all these reporters who wanted to interview me. Politicians too, including Hillary Clinton, were reaching out to me offering their support. Even Malala. You know that Nobel Peace Prize winning Malala? She wanted to speak to me. It was surreal, and it still is, but the truth is, while I appreciate it all, and it's always nice to hear nice things said about me, I didn't need anyone to tell me what was right or wasn't right anymore. I already knew. And since exclusively breaking the story of the murder, I've done tons of other exclusive stories. I've reported on an illegal scheme at my local fire department that made people have to leave. And after my exclusive reports on hard drugs at the Selinsgrove High School, they reenacted new policies. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this a book speech? Let's let us talk about drugs and murder. But what I'm trying to say to everyone out there is that once I really began to focus on what was true, once I really began to realize that all these haters and doubters are just noise, I felt free. was like this giant weight dropped from my shoulders. All these dreams I had weren't just some silly things anymore. They felt within my grasp. It was amazing. And once I really began determining that they weren't allowed to define me, and all these dreams I had, whether it was publishing my own paper, releasing my own clothing line, or even writing a book, they were all possible. See, all of you have a story inside of you to tell. It's just you need to realize, you need the courage to realize that you are able to tell it. And because I'm a kids author, talking about kids books, I also have a message to the parents out there. I think one of the biggest obstacles most kids face is their parents. Parents love to tell kids that they can do anything and accomplish these great things, but they won't even let their own kid cross the street by themselves. Well, I have a simple message to all the parents out there. Get out of the way. I know kids 10 times smarter than me, but because their parents have them on a leash, they don't have the freedom to create. Then how can we have great things in this world? My parents are great and help me when they can, but the best thing to do is stay out of the way and let me be. When I was 7, I was the only 7-year-old allowed to bike around by myself, and if I wasn't able to do that, I would have never had the Orange Street News or any of this. And look, since I punched back, I'm not going to say my life has magically turned perfect. I still get a lot of the mean comments, and I still get blowback because of my age. But now it's different. It's like everywhere I go with a suit of armor around me. I can still feel the arrows, but the armor is hard and nothing can get through it. Unless I wanted to. See, this is my life, and I intend to live. And to everyone out there, I want to say that this is your life. Don't wait for anyone to tell you permissions. Just take what's yours. And I know it's kind of scary, but just step into it. This is your moment. This is your time. Don't just dream big. Be your dreams. Live them now. Oh, and since I began this speech talking about titles, I figured I'd end it with that way. Since I stood up for myself, I've been able to add some new titles. I'm Hilde Kate Lysiak, producer with a TV show with Apple on the way. I'm Hilde Kate Lysiak, with my 6th book from Scholastic released on Tuesday. I'm Hilde Kate Lysiak, the publisher of the Orange Street News. Thank you.